It's no secret to anyone. Mining in the crystal holes, given the right setup, is probably the best, most consistent money making method in the game. But why is this the case? Up until the 15th of January 2021, the furthest you could progress in terms of mining was to the deep caverns. Now the deep caverns is considered pretty much as early game as mining gets. Composed of 7 different levels, diamonds being the best thing you can possibly mine, and miners, skeletons and zombies being the hardest challenge that this offers. Considering these have 300 health, it's not really much of a challenge. Of course, Reese came along and provided us with the 7th level that the lift operator actually offers, which is the Dwarven Mines. But before the addition of the crystal holes, when we only had the Dwarven Mines, you were able to do things such as mining mithril, complete commissions and claim your rewards from the king, level up your Heart of the Mountain tree, and also forge items such as pretty cracked new drills, something that we've never really seen anything similar to before. Of course, this also opened our eyes to new money making methods and combat XP methods such as grinding ghosts, which still remains one of the best ways to get combat XP to this day. Ghosts may have been considered to be one of the best money making methods when they first came out, but it's not really mining, and mining itself could make you a decent amount of money through mithril, but it's never going to be the best money making method in the game. Of course, that was until the 30th of June 2021 when the crystal holes were added, and this is where everything changed. We could now mine an abundance of gemstones, and of course gemstones were added for that to happen. We also got a few new armor sets, the highlight of the bunch being the Divin set. You have to remember, prior to the Divin set, basically our best option for mining was probably something like Glaciite, so it was a massive upgrade. The crystal holes also gave us a new drill, or new drills should I say. One of the best ones being the Divin drill. When I say one of the best, I mean the best. This is what makes mining so good. It goes without saying, mining gemstones efficiently to make a lot of coins is not a cheap investment. Anyway, if we move on from mining, what I'm trying to say is the only reason mining is so good for money now is because the amount and volume of updates that there have been to actually make mining more viable in terms of money. The introduction of gemstones, drills, and new pieces of armor have obviously made it way easier for us to get mining fortune and therefore be able to increase our profits. Now, ever since the Garden update and the Garden 1.5, especially the Garden 1.5, it has made farming crops like netherwarts way more viable. The prices have increased, we now get farming XP for farming them, and so on. Now, of course, with Garden 1.5 especially, it's made it easier for majority of the players to get a lot more farming fortune and quicker. Reforges, accessories, talismans, and many more have made this way easier for us. Pretty much just over a couple of months ago, it was pretty much unheard of to have anywhere near or anything over 1000 farming fortune, but now with a bit of dedication, that seems to be quite common. Here I did, dedication, librarian, dedication 4, anyway. Now it has to be said that I don't have the greatest farming setup at the moment. I've got a 3/4 squash set with rancher boots, all have got bustling on them. This is my netherwarts hole that I'm currently using. Obviously the cultivating is only 8, so you know, it's not bad, it's not amazing though. Using a level 100 legendary elephant, and I've got the full Lotus equipment set with green thumb 1 on all of them. Honestly, since the garden first came out, I've not been a massive farmer. My garden level's only 10, and my crop upgrade can only go up to 5. So when holding my hoe, if we check our farming fortune, we have a 740, which isn't bad, but it's not really that good at the same time. Now you might be thinking, Nitros, quite obviously, farming netherwarts at this point is not going to make you more money than mining gemstones, which is correct, especially with my setup. To be honest, I'll probably get nowhere near. However, you've got to hear me out. I'm going to do a quick test to see with my farming fortune how many coins I can make in an hour farming netherwarts. I'll come back and you just have to hear me out. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes and this is what we ended up getting. So we got 9 mutant netherwart. We got, well, probably just over 2 stacks of enchanted netherwarts, and then we also got Fermento. So if we were to insta-sell everything, that gets us 1.47 million coins. So we'll round it up, we'll call it 1.5, it's near enough. Now, it's got to be mentioned that my netherwart farm is definitely not efficient. I've not changed it at all, it's how it initially was. Ideally, I mean, as you can see, you miss pretty much everything in the middle. So it's not efficient at all. I'd say, to be fair, I could probably be around about 20% more efficient if I have actually modified the farms. So we'll say that if my efficiency was at maximum, then it's 1.8 million coins per 10 minutes. However, like I said before, my farming fortune is, 740, and I know at the moment it's quite achievable to have over 1000 farming fortune. So if we add another 25% onto that, if we were at 1000 farming fortune, obviously you can even get more at the moment, then that takes us to 2.4 million coins every 10 minutes. If we then times that by 6 to get our hourly rate, that's around about 14.4 million coins per hour. Now, of course, with the squash armor, if you're farming sugarcane, cactus, mushrooms, or netherwort, you have a chance to drop pimentos, and I dropped 1 in 10 minutes. At the end of the day, you have slightly more chance if you have the full set, but it is more down to luck. So you might not have got any pimentos in 10 minutes, but at the same time you could have got 3, which would obviously then drastically change the amount of coins you make. But I'd say 1 in 10 minutes is probably about right. Now, at the start of the video, I mentioned the only reason why mining is so good as a money-making method is because of basically the constant and volume amount of updates. At the moment, we've had the Garden update, the Garden was introduced, and we've had the Garden 1.5. Now, of course, with them naming something Garden 1.5, we would really be expecting that there will be a Garden 2.0 at some point in the future, although we have been waiting for Slayers 2.0 for a while, so who actually knows. Having said that, when we look at drills with mining, we have things like a titanium drill, a topaz drill, which is a kind of gemstone, a mithril drill, a jasper drill, which once again is a type of gemstone. Different drills before the diamond drill are better for mining specific things. Just like hoes, different hoes are better at farming specific things. All the way until you get to the Divins drill, which is just the goat of drills. Now surely Garden 2.0 has something similar to that to offer. And to assume that the Garden update made it much easier for us to get more farming fortune and the Garden 1.5 made it even easier, surely Garden 2.0 is going to make it even easier than that to get more farming fortune. Now I know at the moment the farming fortune cap isn't 1,000, but let's just say it's around about 1,000. Obviously you could probably get more like 1.1, 1.2k, but let's say for instance if, I don't know, Garden 2.0 comes out and you can now get 2,000 farming fortune. That means it would make around about 29 to 30 million coins an hour with the current prices, just from farming. Now I chose netherwort specifically because a lot of people are farming netherworts at the moment and it seems to be one of the most profitable things to farm. But obviously that farming fortune is just a guess. What if Garden V2 was to make it possible to get even more farming fortune? Now that would be truly insane. And of course, with the NPC sell prices of crops being buffed, this means that the prices are always going to stabilise at a much higher price. Having said all of this, we've been waiting for a foraging update for around about 2 years, probably even longer, and pretty much the same for a Slayers V2. So there's nothing to say that the Garden V2 is going to come out anytime soon, but when it does, you know, farming might just be up there with mining. And honestly, there's something that's just a little bit peaceful and calming about farming. I don't know what it is. It's repetitive as with anything. I don't know, it's quite therapeutic. Anyway, let me know in the comments, what do you think Garden V2 has to offer, and when do you think it's actually going to be released? Probably quite a while away, to be honest. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.
Walk 2500 on my shirt with the tag.